2019. What screen resolution is exactly really the best? Well, obviously for TVs or really monitors or anything, it'd be 8K. And that is true. But what was there before there was even pixels? There was lines before there were pixels. Like in the year 1927, when the first television was ever created, or in 5686 for people who are in the Jewish religion, then it had lines, and the lines that it had was at 40 line resolution. But what were lines exactly? Well, we all know what a line is. A line is something that starts at one point. Like if there were a line that stretched across the screen, it would stretch from right here and then go like this. And that's basically what line resolution was. It was just a bunch of lines that gave the there was a person or whatever the other person that had the camera beside the film. Like pieces of a moving picture. Like if a picture was moving, right? It would really look like cut a camera, like not camera. If you cut a camera picture, right? So let's say a camera picture is like this big, right? And you took your scissors and you snipped it into tiny little lines. That's basically what it's doing, and it's fitting that tiny little piece of video. And let's just say a photo could play a video and have sound. Well, forget the sound part, because sound on TVs would not have started until 1947, 20 years after the first TV was made, 2 decades after the first year was made. First TV, resolution would basically fit into your screen at 40 line resolution, and it would just be little lines that played little teeny tiny pieces of a video. If you just like squeeze the video into a tiny line, and then squeeze this part of the video into a tiny line, this part, and this part, and this part, and this part, that's how you get line resolution. Pixels weren't invented on television. Pixels weren't added to televisions until the 1950s. The 1950s are when color TVs came around. But that's besides, well, yeah, color came the pixels. Before there was no color. Like, the pixels would just go black, white, or gray, or anything between the black, white, or gray hue. But then there was color, so it went really between red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and all that stuff. Obviously, the first television did not have color. So, which would be better? Pixels or lines? Well, would lines be better? Well, not exactly. You see, lines are pretty good if you have a lot of them. Like, they don't just end at 40 line resolution. You can get 700 line resolution or 400 line resolution. I'm pretty sure it might even be a 4K in line resolution. Honestly, some guy might have gone nuts and made one, but it wouldn't quite be exactly as better as pixels. You see, line resolution, okay, so for anybody who lived in the 1940s, lived in the 1940s, and had line resolution, you'll know that there were kind of spaces between the lines, and those spaces were just black spaces that you really couldn't see anything, and kind of made it look crappy compared to today's standards for people's demand. People have too high of demands. Nah, jokes aside, pixels, on the other hand, they're better because they fill up each space. Like, they fill up, they're very, very close together, which is what makes it look very realistic. Like, most people nowadays have pixels. They don't use line resolution anymore. Line resolution is a thing of the past. Nobody's really used line resolution since the 1940s, but is where we came from the first television up to many years later in 2019. This is where we are. We're at pixels. Not only are we at pixels, we are at 4K. We are at 8K now, so, and I'm guessing that there's going to be 9K that's coming out soon, probably, hopefully, better. And there are TVs that are existing out there that don't just stop at 8K. Like, people have, again, gone nuts and made 10K TVs, or probably even 20K, or maybe 100K. You might get 4M, which would be 4 million. Imagine that, that would be awesome. Only rich people would be able to afford it, though. So, if you're really going to have to choose in 2019 to between like line resolution and pixel resolution, even though you can barely find line resolution, and it has been popular since the 1940s, then I'd say go with pixel. It's way better to find, way easier to find. Just use it. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. When you do that, you'll get notified every time I upload a video onto YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.